It gets loud. Yeah,
That's a good
one.
buddy. Jerry. This my brother. I'm not actually nervous.
Why did it
Don't
get
shut.
dark?
Cause my battery's low. It's on low.
Plug it in first.
Because then I can't set it up.
You have the thing right there.
Huh?
That thing. I thought that's what that was for.
Okay, but does that? Can people see like this?
I mean, they have to turn their phone like that, but.
Sorry, I'm never ready when it comes to live streams. This is the second time I've done something like this.
Interesting enough, it
God darn it, huh?
If you're interesting enough,
Yeah, well, sometimes, you can be interesting some days you're just not, Just a sweaty mess, because it's freaking hot in here. It's hot. I'm not even ready to set up. See, the thing is, if I set it like this, how am I supposed to read if someone makes a comment? Now I gotta touch my head sideways. I'm gonna break my neck.
well, they figure that out when they get there, I guess.
Alright. Click. Alright. Just not let my phone go, dog. I don't know. It might shut up. Is this even live?
I don't know. I don't know how this works. They won't let me go live, so.
You already got canceled before it even freaking.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see. Okay,
You might have to turn that fan off.
I'm pretty sure this is actually a good place to talk because the echo, so it makes it easily heard. When we heard the it's gonna get hot. I'm already too hot. I'm already too whatever.
I can barely hear. I'm just old.
I'm just
old.
Because when we did the friggin' Pokemon live stream, it was I could hear it perfectly fine, like the entire time.
Was the fan on?
I don't remember. But so I don't know what we're talking about. I'm gonna try to talk about pet peeves. Jaden, what are some of your pet peeves? So like little things.
I hate people. That's why
I feel that one.
People.
I feel that one. Would that even be like a pet peeve?
Yeah. Sometimes it's the little things.
The little things people do. It is the little things people do.
It's just like, bro, like, you just wake up in the morning and you're like, I don't want to engage with people. You got to go to work in the morning. You're just like, bro, I'd really rather not, but you have to because money.
For me, it's usually not like dealing with people. It's just I don't want to do the work.
Nah, yeah, it's the opposite. Because for me, it's actually, yeah, it is the opposite. I'd do the work if I didn't have to deal with the people. Like sometimes it's like, bro, like, do I have
the
to
people makes me want to go to work.
Sometimes it depends.
That's how it was in school too. Like school, when everyone was complaining about I don't like school, I'm like, what are you talking about, guys? School is amazing. I love talking to people.
So I was actually just talking about that because I'm like, I just got the associates, so I'm thinking about going back to get the bachelor's, obviously. And so, as you can see from my college level complete shirt.
I didn't even know you were wearing that.
That's okay. It's not really. But,
shut up.
We're live. I can't see.
You can say shut up.
No, but I said it to an ambulance or fire truck or whatever.
Yeah, well,
like,
sometimes they gotta shut up. Oh, look at that. We've just been canceled.
Damn, what was I saying?
Something about going back to
Oh, yeah, because I was like, okay, so I don't really like the online classes because it's not as engaging. I had political science class in person, and it was awesome. Just being able to go back and forth with people, things like that. Like, it has to be engaging for me. And it just being online, I'm just like, I couldn't care less. Especially when you can, like, just go through and, like, low-key not even have to read anything, because a lot of the questions are just multiple choice. But where was I going with that?
Something about people.
Oh, yeah, because going to work and going to, like, see people. People are the live, like, they make the events, they make the stuff, like everything is people related, right? Which is cool. But it's like, I think about just one thing. I'm at a place in my life where I'm just like, one little thing just gets me to like, I don't want to deal with it. I really don't. I'm like, I'll deal with it because I'd rather choose the peace than the argument, or choose the peace as opposed to like, burning a bridge or whatever it may be. I choose peace 99% of the time, okay? So when it comes to the fact that I have to then deal with it, I'm like, I would really rather just not, right? So if I'm hanging out with friends or family or whatever, and they're just like for example, with our family, we can't plan anything to save our life. Like if we say literally, if we were, there's like I
think that's because there's so many people to plan with, and so many people got so many different ideas.
That, but it's like if we just had a day set, that's like, okay, today we're doing this, or today everyone's open, right? Obviously that doesn't happen because you got to plan around people's schedule. But if we just had a day where everyone just so happened to be open, we wouldn't get anything done. Like we go through like 50% of the day before we finally leave the house. It's literally what Christmas is. But if there's like a tidal wave coming this way and all we got to do is just drive the other direction, we would get swept away. Like we would be done so fast. But where is it going?
I don't know. Something about not dealing with people, not burning bridges, and choosing peace.
Bro, I'm too old for this, bro. I'm getting too old. So
go on.
He said no. Oh yeah, dealing with the freaking family thing. So we had the graduation thing, and initially we were planning on like going to main event right after the graduation, or going out to eat or whatever. So we're walking just back to the cars. We're all taking different cars and all that. And we just can't figure out what the heck we're doing. So we end up going home. 3 of the other family members disperse. And we're sitting there just like, yep. This is good use of our time.
Yeah, well, we gotta do something today, but we don't know what it is.
But the problem is, it's like, when we have... So I guess the pet peeve here is just like not knowing what the heck's going on, right? Or not having any sort of leadership, or having everyone just being able to compromise. Not even leadership necessarily, but like we're sitting there just trying to get something done. It just can't happen.
Like when things are unorganized.
Yeah, unorganized. And just people not being able to be on the same page. The same thing happened for Mother's Day. We're sitting there like we were trying to go to the zoo, we're trying to go freaking bowling, or trying to do whatever. Guess what we did? Nothing. We literally did nothing. We did the little cookout thing or whatever because I guess one of our siblings had to do something, and then
another sibling had to do something.
Another sibling, the other, our nephew, had like a nap time or something like that, and everyone's just like, oh yeah, we can't do. I'm just like, bro. And so the pet peeve that I just don't feel like dealing with at all is it's just like, we're not going to end up doing anything anyway, so there's no point stressing out about it, trying to figure out what we're going to do. Same thing when planning trips with like friend groups or whatever. No one's ever on the same page, okay? Like, and I try to be the person to like compromise, and like that person who keeps the bridge held together by like saying, okay, we can do this, and then we'll do this. We'll like best of both worlds.
Organizing things.
Yeah, as much as we possibly can with people's desire to want to comprehend. And a lot of times it just doesn't work, right? It's like it works as much as it can, and then like I gotta say, all of the friend groups that I've had, they're all dispersed, all of them, right? And that's not like life just happens, right? Like people just move on, go do better things or whatever. Like fine, but it's like that wouldn't have happened if we could be on the same page with something. Like no one's ever on the same page. And that's fine. Where was I going with that?
You're still talking about being unorganized.
I'm unorganized, so obviously my thought process is unorganized. So the pet peeve that comes with that is actually, that's what I was going to bring up, is a lot of the things that we as human beings complain about, we do ourselves as well. So I'm sitting here like really mad about this.
It's kind of like makes sense in a way because it just reminds you of yourself, and it's just like in your head. I guess like subconsciously you're just like, I hate this so much. It's like because it's affecting my life. It says something about me. And that's a way. I guess that's why like something you do is something that you hate in other people.
Yeah. And to get a little religious, so like the thing that I don't like with people, one of my biggest pet peeves, easily my biggest pet peeve, people not being able to keep their word, right? It's like, we have a plan on Saturday. Saturday comes from, ooh, yeah, I actually have other things I'd rather do, or I forgot I needed to do, or whatever excuse they want to come up with. Saturday just doesn't happen. And then I'm sitting there, like, not that I probably would be doing that much anyway. Maybe I'd be playing Pokemon or just freaking taking a walk. But, like, now that anticipation there, that was, like, I might have been nervous about, I get that nerve-wracking, like, this probably ain't going to happen. And that's annoying. Because usually, the things that are planned don't end up happening. I low-key like spontaneous things better because there's no anxiety with it. It's like, I ask you, it's either yes or no, we're going right now.
Yeah.
Right? But that's only because people can't plan things to save their life. There are, and again, I'm one of them. But my thing is, when it comes to the things that I do wrong towards myself, they don't usually affect other people. Like, if I'm procrastinating on a homework assignment, that only really affects me. So, but it's like, I usually prioritize other people. Because I'm like, their problems are probably low-key more important than mine. But yeah.
Any other pet peeves, or you just want to go on that thing?
I feel like I didn't get enough sleep.
I didn't get enough sleep. My brain's running on overtime right now. Like, it's not letting me... Like, I'm super tired, but my brain's just, like, putting, like, the freaking backup energy, and it's like I can't go to sleep until it runs out of that now. So here we are talking on a podcast.
Bro, I'm sitting here like, I finished my sentence and I'm like, why did I just say that?
What do you mean?
Because it like completely went out the window. I'm like, what did I just say? Why did I say that? Like,
what are you talking about? What was you talking about? You talking about the sleep thing you said or something?
Yeah, no, because I'm tired. But...
So,
oh man, so I'm sitting here. That whole tangent that I just went on about pet peeves. The moment I finished saying what I was saying, I'm like, what was the point I was making?
Well, I mean,
that happened for the past couple of days.
From the beginning, you just said you just don't like dealing with people, and then you managed to come to the conclusion it's because things are unorganized and it bothers you and gives you anxiety.
That, but it was the pet peeve I was saying was that I was trying to get at, if I didn't already get there, was I just like don't say you're gonna do something and then just not do it, or miraculously the day comes and you have literally any list of things that you could have possibly been inserted there.
Don't commit to something you know you don't actually want to do.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It's like, if you don't want to do it, just say no. Like, that's been the problem of my life for my like entire life. Like, people saying like not wanting to hurt your feelings or something like that. And then, so here's the thing. So a lot of times I'll do the same. Okay, like a lot of times. But here's where it's different for me, because I'll say yes, knowing darn well I don't want to do that. But I'll say yes, thinking like, usually when I say yes to things, I end up not regretting it, because people ain't so bad, right?
As like in the moment you don't feel like committing to it, but if you actually go to do it,
low key you'll find something that you can appreciate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, usually if I'm like not feeling like doing something, but I end up saying yes to appease the person I'm talking to, whoever that is. Like, I'll end up doing it though. Like, I'll go. I will keep my word with it. But what other people, like, they don't want to do it, and they'll say yes, and then the day will come, they'll either ghost you or whatever,
Probably
or like
mostly
come up with all the
you.
things in the world that just rather
The amount of times I've been
like
that
and it's
happens
just
to
like,
me a
just-
lot
just
too. I guess that just
don't say-
I guess that happens to people and a lot of people in general. I guess
Like,
I've heard people
does.
talk about like, yeah, this happens to me or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't feel like. I mean, I guess from my perspective, it's like people complain about that, but then will do it to me. I'm just like, so like, so like,
I was just
are
talking
you
to
lying
somebody.
about
Oh my God.
that happening to you? Or you're just trying to like
It's so
send that energy to someone else because it happened to you. Like, I'm confused. I don't
it's so
understand.
funny. I was literally just talking to somebody, and they were agreeing. I'm saying basically these word for word things, and they were agreeing with everything I said and proceeded to do the same thing. I'm like, in that same conversation, I'm like, there's
Yeah,
no way, dude. There is no way.
I think that's my pet
Like-
peeve too because one of my pet peeves too is because when I'm sitting there and I just kind of like accept that I'm not gonna get like spend time with someone, and then there's like, oh no, we'll spend time with you. We'll do something together. I'm like, I don't think we're gonna spend time together. Like I don't think you want to. Whatever. Like, no, I do. We'll let's go do something. I'm like, but I'm like, okay, well, if you can do something, I'll do something on this day. No, yeah, sure, let's do it. And it's like, it's feeling hot. And it's like, the day comes and I'm like, so we still doing the thing? And I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm just, you get yourself kind of ready just to, not too prepared. Like, you're not like at the place already, but you get yourself mentally prepared. You get yourself out of bed or whatever. You put some stuff down that you could be doing that might take some time. And you're just sitting there waiting, like, just sitting there waiting and like hovering over your phone, and it's like now you're just wasting your time hovering over your phone. It's like
And so this leads
and
to
you're like maybe an hour later. It's like my day's free. I mean, if it's late, it's late. But my day's free now. We can hang out. We can do something. It's like.
And so the thing is, so this is like a little bit people pleasing mentality, and I think people fall into the I don't want to be a people pleaser. Once they get to that point, then they're just like, I'm not doing anything for anyone. And I don't like to think of it that way, because if I think of it that way, one, it's gonna piss me off, because I'm like, I'm not even like, I want to be there for you. Like, I'm doing this for you. Like, this wasn't even my idea. Like, usually it wasn't even my idea, so it's funny. But then you're just like, it just gives you that like negative connotation that like, dang man, like I don't want to be a slave to somebody, and so then they just end up like not doing it. I'm like, where did you get this idea? Like, so then I get to this point where I'm just like, I low key, I don't want to put this in any sort of way that sounds offensive or downplaying anyone by any means, but I got to this point where I'm just like, I don't really reach out to people anymore. Like, I don't, like, I'm there. If somebody reached out to me, I'm still basically there all the time, but I don't usually reach out to people anymore. And it's just because it happens all the time. It's just like, once again, the other day, I had a plan. It was more of a spontaneous one, but it's like, I got a yes, cool. An hour before, low key don't feel like it. What the? Why? Why did you say? I would have already been there. I would have like did it by myself. I wouldn't have cared. But it's just like,
Yeah.
what? I don't get it. And so sometimes it's like in the moment you feel something, and I'd rather you end up saying that you don't want to do that. Like, end up saying that when the day comes, than to just ghost me the day we get there. I would rather that. So there's a little bit of appreciation there. But at the same time, it's like, people just have zero commitment skills nowadays. And it's just like, I'm like, well, Jane, didn't you just say, like, you just like reaching out to people? It's like, I have no, I wouldn't say zero commitment issues to some degree, but like, when it comes to other people, when it comes to plans, hangouts, if they need assistance, a favor, whatever, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Right? I don't know why everybody else can't do that. And I don't want to say it's like they can't or they just choose not to or like life happens, because life happens. Life happens. But it's like, where is this language barrier that we just like discovered where yes like means low key no, but I'll say it later. Like
no, but you won't. No, but you won't know until the day of.
Like, seriously,
you want to do something Saturday? No, but you won't find out till the day
it's
of.
just like it keeps your hopes up. And I hate to put it like hopes in the way that like I require other people to have like joy in my day or something. It's not that at all. I am perfectly fine, joyful being by myself. I have no issues with that. But it's just like that expectation where like, okay, well, this is, I have some sort of, my day is gonna be like this in some degree, and then it's just not. You're just like, because what it does, and this is why like I have a thing here somewhere. I think it's this one. Trust in the Lord. So Proverbs, not to make it religious, but like 3:5-6 talks about like, I'll just read the book. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He'll show you which path to take. So, the way that I kind of live by that day by day now, where it's just like, I don't really make plans. I just kind of go with whatever the day has, right? Kind of in a way that obviously you can still like have your own plan to some degree. You got to be able to have some direction you're going. But it's like, generally speaking, whatever plan you have, chances are it's really not going to happen. So you can have the direction you're going, but don't be upset if any roadblocks or blockades or your direction just changes completely for some stupid reason. Like, it's just being able to have that. That's what it was. It was the Serenity prayer. The one on my phone, which is also it was kind of the same concept, but it's like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. So other people's freaking, ability to say yes, but not be able to hold up to it whatsoever. And the courage to change things that I cannot, and the wisdom to know the difference. Pretty basic, self-explanatory, really. You can't control other people to any degree. Don't be upset when they end up saying no. It's like, and the sad part is, I expect it now. I always expect.
I've been expecting it for years.
You know what I mean?
Ever since high school. Ever since like high school, out of high school. Because that's just a trend. I'm just like, I even tell people when I'm like, I know you say we're gonna hang out. I'm telling you right now, either I don't say you're gonna cancel. I say something's gonna come up, and then later they say something came up. I'm like, yeah, I already knew. I didn't even get ready. I didn't even get ready this time. So, but I do have a friend who actually like put in the effort to hang out with me. So that's good. I finally found a friend that put in the effort. I mean, there's been a few friends that did that realistically, but that's my friend right now. That's just as I talk. What are the odds? What the heck? What? Dude, as soon as I talked about my friend, there she is. What the heck? There she is.
Well, so
yeah, that's so crazy.
That is crazy. See, coincidence versus destiny.
Coincidence versus destiny.
But like, it's not even to put a label on anybody or to freaking.
I don't know if you heard me talking about you, but you just popped up on the screen. You just joined the live as I was talking about you. That's the craziest thing in the world, dude.
That is kind of crazy.
And it's on record now, so that's so crazy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, it's that like the things that I say. I gotta preface this because this is a lot of times why I stay silent instead of saying anything. It's because I don't want to like make anyone feel bad for whatever, But it's like, in terms of just pure observation, right? So like, not even to attack, not even defending myself, not even anything. Just like, this is just what happened, okay? I'm simply telling you if I were to look at this from an outside perspective, this is exactly what happened. No emotions attached whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so if I say that, right? If I say, okay, well, I did this. I said we're gonna do this. They agreed we're gonna do this, and then they canceled, and then that happens repeatedly. It's like, okay, that becomes a character trait, right? Like that's now something that you do on a semi-regular basis, right? And so, regardless of what your explanation or reasoning is, that is in fact a character trait of yours. And so then it's just like, if you then feel bad, not saying anyone's going to feel bad, but if they do end up feeling bad,
like if the shoe fits wear.
Yeah, if the shoe fits wear kind of thing. The cliches, they're real for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe if you don't like the things that I'm saying, maybe you like change what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, because again, I'm not saying this is an insult. I'm not saying it to try to degrade anybody, to downplay their experiences or downplay their, personal anecdotes, whatever.
Just spitting out
it's
facts.
just what it is.
Just what exactly happened.
This is a pure observation that anybody looking in could see, right? Which means intention matters not. And actually, so this is where you kind of shift the conversation a little bit. Where low-key, like, managers, because that was the other thing we were going to talk about. Managers...
Biggest pet peeve.
So I'll get to the pet peeve of the manager in a second. But low-key, like, sometimes they'll have... They'll be, like, strict or rigid, for example. Let's say you show up, because this is a personal experience.
So cute.
Let's say he's showing up 2 minutes late, 5 minutes late, and you show up rather late, or like that time frame, but it's like every single time, right? And or often enough where, again, it's a character trait, right? So someone could easily say a character trait of yours is you tend to be a little late.
Like me.
No, you're not a little late. 30 minutes is not a little late.
But that's not up to me though. When in that case scenario, that's not up to me.
Regardless. So, but that's the other thing. It's like that happens all the time.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It used to. I changed it. You know what? We're about to get to this. You finish your thought.
It would be one thing if it was once, or once every other month.
I
or
used
like
to
that.
do it a lot,
or maybe a few times. But it was like, boom,
I'm bad at
boom,
gauging how much time something takes. Okay, that's my thing. I'm bad at it. I've always been kind of bad at it because it's kind of like a people pleasing thing. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna give them like a lower estimated time so they don't feel like they're gonna freaking have to wait out a freaking
a tornado.
A tornado, yeah. I'm like, let me just, like, when I'm going somewhere, it's like, oh yeah, I'll be there in like 10 minutes or something. Even though I might not have left the house or whatever, I'm like, okay, now I gotta go extra fast. It's I kind of try to like get myself to motivate myself to actually put in more effort, but at the same time, I'm also kind of being inaccurate about what I'm saying.
This actually gets to the exact main point. So let's say you're supposed to be at your job at 8 o'clock, okay? And you show up at 8:05. Might not be the biggest deal in the world, right? But then you do that every day. And then it becomes... So, are you clocking in at 8:05 now? Because, like, technically that takes 5 minutes off of your payroll, right? Which admittedly it does anyways because you get paid for the amount of time you're clocked in for.
Yeah.
But, if that's the case, it's like, technically that only affects you, but obviously you're working for a company, and maybe you're at a retail store. Again, this is a personal anecdote of mine. It low-key does affect other people, right? Especially if they're expecting to see you, they're expecting you to be there prior to 8 o'clock. 7:59 even, right? And they say if you're on time, you're late, because if I clocked in at 8 o'clock, no, you're supposed to be ready at your station by 8 o'clock. And so anyways, the point is that, like, I get it, right? It's like, the day to go on, for it to go the way we want it to, people need to be at their place at the time they need to be at. So what I used to think wasn't such a big deal, 5 minutes Because it was never more than like 5 minutes, like maybe 7.
My friend's so generous. I got 2,000 likes now. Go ahead.
Awesome. What used to be, I would be like, why are you being so straight? Like, it's not a big deal, right? I used to be like that. Now I get it, because then of my own like experiences with people, for example. Maybe you're trying to go to the gym or something, and like, okay, I'm trying to be there for like an hour, and then, you want to go to bed at a certain time, and you're sitting there waiting for somebody to, come out, and you're just like, well, I've been halfway done with my workout by now.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that. That's really annoying, right? So, I understand where the managers be coming from with that. But now to the topic of pet peeves with managers. When they ask you to do the most unrealistic thing, and then they get mad at you for not being able to complete it. Or if you're low-key not doing anything bad, and you get in trouble anyways. Or if you try to do what they asked you to do, and you were like actually trying to do it. Like, I'm not sitting here like BSing. I'm not sitting here like lollygagging on my phone. None of that. I'm doing exactly what you wanted me to do, and then you still get in trouble for it. It's like, all right, I don't belong here. That's as simple as that is.
It's just. I talked about my freaking when I first did my first TikTok last year. That's what I was talking about. I talked about freaking job, my experience with the job that was like really, the managers are just like freaking, I want to say stupid, but it's like either you're a big jerk or you're just stupid because you don't know like how life actually works, how the human body functions. I think this is like some kind of video game or something where you can just like teleport from place to place or something. I don't freaking know. But what was I about to say? Now I'm being you. But yeah, it's a lot of pet peeves come from management for me. Specifically, the thing that specifically, it boils down to one thing. When I'm doing everything that I can and it's still not good enough, or it'll get me in trouble. That's my biggest pet peeve, because it's like, I'm a person, like Jane was talking about earlier, like a people pleaser. So I will basically do anything I can, physically possible, to try to make someone happy. And it's like, if that's not enough for you, my only conclusion is that either you're just ungrateful, or you're just ungrateful. Or unrealistic expectations, like just like, you're just crazy, all right? So,
or you're just like, oh man, what word?
It's the main thing that I was like,
damn, what word was I just about to say? You keep saying
miserable, maybe?
That word.
Like,
that
you're just a miserable person, and you just like, nothing's gonna make you happy. Stuff like that.
Like you low key enjoy being upset.
But I was gonna the thing I was gonna talk about just earlier, not earlier on this podcast, but I was gonna post something on TikTok, which I might post individually anyway, since you can have something talked about in live stream and just have it be a short. I was gonna bring up one thing that I hate when management does, and anyone for that matter, is when you are unflexible with what like with a rule you have, with a task that needs to be complete, with anything in life basically. If you're like completely unflexible, you just, like I said before, you're just like a miserable person, or you're just like kind of stupid, because it's kind of like what Jane was saying about freaking things you can't change. When you live your life when you try to completely control everything in your life, it's not gonna go well for you because that's not how things work. You can't completely control everything. So if you're management or any person for that matter, and you just like, this is what I said, if it's not met, it's just you're getting punished for that. Or
my way or the highway.
Yeah. And it's like, again, I understand, like kind of what James said. He's like, I understand where you might be coming from because, you know, people take advantage of that. But at the same time, if someone gives you proof that you're not in that situation, you're not someone trying to take advantage of a situation, you're not someone trying to take advantage of kindness or whatever, you're someone who's like putting in all your effort, and then something just happens, and you're still like, well, you know, I'm still gonna have to punish you, write you up, or whatever, anything that management might say, and it's like, you're not a good person. Either that or you're just stupid. Because like I just said, life isn't like that.
Now on the opposition, what I also don't like, this is kind of like countering what Jared just said a little bit. It's not always the case that they're stupid just because they're inflexible. Because you should absolutely have standards, 100%. Same thing, dating, completely different conversation, but like, don't just settle for less, and don't just like sit there in a relationship that's like low key you're not saddened, but you'd rather be in a toxic relationship than be alone, kind of thing. With management and employees, if you have the option, again, American, but yeah, you'd rather have an employee who's gonna put the company at some sort of priority, rather than just be like, oh, my personal life like is more important in every single way, which low key it probably is, but like to some degree you have to put, you know, job first.
Yeah, if you don't put any effort into the company,
yeah,
why are you even there?
Yeah, so that would be someone who's
like, I just want a paycheck.
Yeah,
but
like
like
there for the paycheck, you know, exactly.
He's still
like,
there to work.
On the application when they're like, why do you want to work here? And like clearly you just want the money. So that's not the someone they'd want working there realistically. Like they'll take what they can get at the end of the day. But you know, they'd rather have somebody like, oh, I want to see like what I can do, what skills I can bring to the table, kind of thing. Like that's the kind of thing they want. But anyways, so when it comes to having the standards, the one thing that I don't like is if I have done something multiple times, something usually, because I don't ever, I want to say ever, I like to use the word ever because probably a time when it hasn't happened, but 90% of the time I don't do things unless I see other people do it first. It's like lead by example. To some degree, I am, you know, as human beings that we all are, like, you're sheep. You follow the other sheep in front of you. I'm just doing either what I'm told or what the other people are doing. So if I do something that I know everybody else has done, and then maybe 1, 2, or 3 times, then you say something to me, like, oh yeah, we didn't like this, or like this, why did this happen, and blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, so this happened a lot. Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? I'm like, because if you had said it to me the first time, it wouldn't have happened again. But then when that happens, then I'm like, okay, well, if you're saying that to me, I need to see you say that to every single one. Admittedly, I'm probably not there to see that conversation happen. Like, chances are that conversation probably did happen. But the off chance that it probably didn't happen, because I'm still seeing it happen, you know? It's like, either you gotta have another, like, employee meeting or something like that, or I'm just like, you know, this goes for people in general. Now, I'm a person, if something happens that somebody did I don't particularly like, again, this is where I'm a hypocrite, I don't really ever say anything. Like, if someone's doing, because usually it's not about me, though, is usually why I don't say anything. Like, you know how if some you know how, dang, I lost my train of thought.
Someone's doing something you don't like.
That part.
But you correct them.
If someone's mad, or they're just upset, or they yell at you or something, it probably has nothing to do with you. They're probably upset about something else. That's not always true. Sometimes, obviously, like you might set them off, but what you did probably wasn't why they're mad in the first place, generally speaking. And so for that, it's just like, that's why I usually don't say things, because if they did something that's like maybe upsetting to me or something, like they weren't very nice with their word choice, said something I didn't like, I'm like, that's your life. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna try to change you. I might try to put my 2 cents in there to help out, but sometimes you'll do that and people just be like, "Oh, who asked you?" And I'm just like, so a lot of times I just like sit back and I'm like, I hate to put it this way, but I kind of got to this place where I have to be welcomed in. I feel like a vampire. I have to be welcomed into the conversation, welcomed into church, even for that matter. I have to be asked to go somewhere, because otherwise, like, I want to say it's like an insecurity to some degree, but I'm like, it's low-key not even that. It's just I've had so many experiences, like, stepping into a place, like, without permission, quote unquote, and then someone just, like, low-key mad at my existence, and I'm like, okay, you right. You know that question, like, I didn't ask to be born, right? Everybody on the planet can say that, right? So if somebody says, I didn't ask you to be part of this conversation, I'm low-key like, you absolutely right. And I just step back. And so I have, like, some peace in that, just knowing that, like, you're right, you didn't ask me for my input. So this is where, like, something comes in where, like, for anyone who might happen to be watching this at any point in time, this is like, oh, I didn't like the stuff you said here. You're the one watching it. It's just like, just scroll, just click on a different video, just do whatever. Yeah. It's just like, at the very least, with your willpower, you can choose that.
Like, yeah, I think that's something a lot of people don't really do when it comes to videos in general. It's like, not everything is for everyone. So, I mean, if you don't find yourself enjoying it, you have the option to not try to be entertained by it. And it's not like you're not allowed to have an opinion on the thing.
Right.
You can comment on it, but if it's like something like, I don't know,
people, it's just when they just get, like, arrogantly question your existence. It's just like, why are you doing this? Why are you here? Like, who asked you for your opinion? This stuff like that. It's like, when did I need permission to give my opinion? Right? Now, like I just said, like, someone might say, I didn't ask you for your input or kind of thing, but, like, in that particular conversation. So this is the particular space where we currently have, I'm saying what I'm saying, he's saying what he's saying. It's just like, it's open game, it's fair game, right? If you're welcomed in that sort of space, and then someone wants to, like, come in and say something like that, where they're just like, low-key, stop existing, and you're like, you don't have to be part of my existence. You can literally be anywhere else on the planet right now, and you won't see this current conversation whatsoever. That's what I think is funny.
Yeah.
So.
But I like that you brought up the fact that, what would you say, the freaking standard thing, because what I was getting at, and I know you weren't, like, necessarily trying to, like, contradict me or whatever, but when I'm talking about people not being flexible, I'm not necessarily saying don't have standards, but I'm saying, if your standard isn't, like, 100% met for, like, a specific reason, then don't get upset about it if someone's trying. Especially when it comes to, like I said, like, we were talking about management. And, yeah, I think it just brings up something important, that a lot of times when people think you're when you're judging something, that people think that you're completely against it, like, thinking that because I said I'm mad that I wasn't able to meet what someone asked for, that all of a sudden I'm saying that you should just let me slide by no matter what. But that's not what I'm asking for. And people,
that's called grace.
people usually, yeah. But people usually misunderstand that. And that's also another one of my pet peeves. That people seeing things as like black and white. Just like, if it's not one thing, then it has to be the other. Instead of, putting more thought into a situation. Like, just because I'm sitting here saying that a manager, like friggin', I just posted on TikTok a video about me complaining about like, oh, managers will see you on your phone while you're walking to your next task and be mad at you about doing that instead of being mad about being understaffed and being and giving you too many tasks. So I'm not saying that. I'm not arguing for someone to be on their phone 24/7 and just be able to do whatever they want at the job. I'm saying if you see someone clearly doing all their work, right, and they still don't get it done, and you're like, I don't know, maybe you go look on the cameras and you see that friggin' bro was on the friggin' employee was on his phone for like checking a message, maybe checking the time or something for like a total of, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes even or something. But you see them doing all the work and if they didn't like stop to take out their phone, they won't like freaking picking up stuff and just be like, oh, hold on a second, and then just like, oh yeah, I gotta get back to work. I'm talking about like something, like I specifically said in the freaking video, someone walking to the task, meaning if my phone's not in my hand, I'm still gonna be walking to my task either way. You can do more than one thing at once. Like, I don't know, like if I'm scratching myself, that's not gonna stop me from walking to my next task.
Chew gum and walk at the same time.
Something like that. I don't know. It's just ridiculous that they would rather that people just are so either too stupid or just trying to be too much of a jerk or ignorance. It's just. I keep saying stupid, but it's like I only say stupid because the other option is just you admitting you're a bad person, basically.
I think ignorant is more of a better word, just because it implies that you're suggesting something without knowing without knowing what happened. Is all it really is.
Yeah, but I'm saying I know most of it's ignorance when it comes to most topics. It is ignorance, but I'm saying stupidity because in this case scenario, they're seeing what's going on with the store. And they either conclude that, oh, he must be behind because he must have been on his phone. Whereas, if it was ignorance, it would just be like calling you over to say, hey, I've seen that, we didn't get the freaking task done today. What happened? Are you slacking on the job or whatever? You must be, just guessing. Whereas when I'm saying about that situation is that they know that maybe someone called out today, and then they see you on your phone, and then they come to the conclusion that it's not the call out that put you behind, it's the phone. And I'm just like, that's where it comes as you're not good at reading like situations. So, like I don't. I say being stupid out of like kind of just being frustrated and like a little bit of like being rude on purpose, I guess. I don't know. But yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, here comes the dog.
Freaking.
But I got a lot of other pet peeves.
Oh, I was gonna bring one up.
Go ahead.
I forgot.
Of course. The other pet peeves I have, So it kind of, a lot of them dawned on me over time. Like when I was younger, I think my first pet peeve kind of was when people called me, was like, would people would say like excuse maker or whatever. And that, I guess that kind of comes with it comes from a similar idea of someone not being flexible with their standards or whatever. So when if I tell someone I can't do something, and oh, you're just making up excuses or whatever, instead of like, I'm not making up excuses. That's literally an actual valid reason why I can't do something. Like maybe if you freaking broke your leg or something, it's like, oh yeah, I can't go with you to, what the heck do you use that use your leg? I don't freaking know. I can't go. I can't. I'm talking about something specific, like mountain climbing or something. And you break your leg and it's like, oh yeah, I broke my leg. Like, oh, you're just making up excuses or whatever. Like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, it comes off as like you're trying to be. It comes off as people think I'm trying to scam them in some way, and that's also why I don't like being called a liar.
You gotta watch out for manipulators, man. Because manipulated, that's called gaslighting or guilt tripping. Take a pick.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because when you think about the word can't, right? You know that stupid question where it's like, can I use the bathroom? It's like, well, you can. And like they're like, no, you can't use the bathroom. Or like, they're not going to let you use the bathroom. And the word can suggests there's possibility. There's a probability out there that exists. A universe exists where this happens. It's like, that's what can means, right? And so to put that into like terms, like that rock climbing example that he just gave, it's like, did you say mountain climbing? Mountain climbing example. It's like, hypothetically, you could still go. So it's like, that's you making an excuse, quote unquote.
Yeah, like you could get like down with the nitty gritty. Like,
right. And so it's like, grab a wheelchair, grab some crouches. Like, you can make it. Let's go. Like, you know, low key, some of us need friends like that. But in the sense where it's the word choice that you have to suggest. I try to avoid using the word can't and like all possibilities, because there exists a world most of the time where you can do it. But to not care is such a superpower. It's such a great tool to have. If I say, you don't need, what I realize over time, you don't even need an explanation. And this goes back to my first freaking point. I don't need an explanation why you don't want to go, right? Usually, so sometimes I've been clingy in the past. I've been like, well, what would I do? It's because I had insecurities. I had abandonment issues. Still looking at that. I had like people don't care about me issues. I had all that, right? And that still exists to some degree. But I've gotten to this point where I'm like, I know that stuff's not really true. And whether someone desires to spend their time with me or not probably has little to do with anything about me and just stuff that they have going on. Yeah. Sometimes they just don't mess with you like that. Who cares? You guys might just not click like that, whatever. Long story short, just being like, if someone says, can you do this? And I'm like, I'd rather not. And they're like, oh, I didn't give you any explanation. I just said no. So I just straight up said no. And I couldn't care less what you say after that. Oh my gosh, it's such a superpower. That's just like, but to his point though, it's just like, because
I usually when I say can't, I usually actually can't do something, because if I could, I probably would try to do something, everything in my power. So, I mean, there are some times where I kind of, use it as like just a excuse to get out of something, maybe. Like, not really necessarily to get out of something, but it's kind of like,
you know how
it puts me in a situation where if I did try to do something, it would make me miserable, or like I wouldn't be able to.
But you could still do it.
Maybe, yeah, but it's like I wouldn't be able to give out like exactly what you're looking for out of the situation. So like, sometimes my job will ask me to come in or whatever, and if I'm like, I could probably like try to get in because I don't drive, so it's like I probably could get in like very very late, but at that point it's almost like why would I even go at that point? So I'll say I can't go.
To say my availability is not. I'm not available.
Yeah, I could say that, but you know,
I say like just knowing.
I could say like sometimes I do say it, sometimes I would, sometimes I do say so I could, but I would be arriving way too late. Like the bus would get me there at like not even a time for me to be useful. Yeah, basically. Like sometimes I will, but I'll say sometimes I'll say mostly as like a short answer. As like a short answer, because sometimes you don't need to freaking go over all the dang details. And like you said, sometimes you don't even need an excuse at all.
You don't need a reason.
I know, yeah. But I always tend to try to provide a reason or just say.
Oh, so that's where the people pleasing in me comes out too, because usually 99% of the time, if somebody asks me if I'm not already doing something, right? I will 99% of the time say yes, regardless of my social status. If my social battery's gone, I'm just like, I'll still say yes. Right? That's the thing that I'll do. And usually, like, my thing as a human services, that's where I got my major. Human services, man. Like, I'm here for people. Okay, like as much as I hate people, like I'm here for you guys. I'm here for the people. I'm like whatever you need. If you need a favor, just my presence. I know I usually have a positive attitude despite not wanting to be. Like usually it's good, right? So I give that to people. I give that. I don't ever ask for anything in return, except I usually don't, right? I don't usually ask for anything, but then it gets to the point where usually I'm kind of getting off track a little bit here, but I'm gonna say it anyway because that's where my train of thought went. Like if I then ask for something that's usually not even anything crazy. Maybe it's usually just time. I never ask people for money. And I'd hate to even say I'm asking for your time because it's stuff that we're probably going to enjoy doing. It's like a leisurely, like together
or
thing.
Something that was like, you're going to be doing it anyway, so might as well go together maybe.
Well, any of those things that could more or less be positive and something you don't have to stress over, like freaking taxes or money related or whatever. And usually, sometimes I'll even pay for the person if it has to do with money in that regard, right? And the fact that
you can offer that and they still say no, like, what's wrong?
It's just like
I offered you a free freaking meal. What?
It's just like,
and you still don't want to go with me? Oh my!
I guess a lot of times because I do have a lot of female friends, so a lot of times it could be like they don't want it to be romantic or they don't want to think about that in any sort of way, which is a fine explanation. I don't mind that being the case or anything, and that's not something people really want to say on the off chance that they're wrong. It's like it's usually I'm not even trying to be romantic by any means, but it's just like I forgot what I was saying.
I'm gonna say I forgot too. Something about. Now we gotta hold on, rewind live for a second.
We just go back in time. Oh my god, what the heck was I just talking about? I was saying I would provide something and that's the point I was getting. It's like I will kind of like what you were saying, like go out of my way to accommodate for whatever somebody requests of me most of the time. Very, very much people pleasing to some degree, but in the sense where like me asking for something that's like usually smaller in scale, it's just like not really reciprocated, and I don't usually have a problem with that too much. But it's like it never is, and so like to me that's not a friendship, right? Like if I ask something, if we can't just like spend some time that is not transactional whatsoever, in any way, it's like that's not a friend, right? Yeah. It's not. It's just not, And again, I don't mean that to sound like disrespectful or disregarding or
You are an employee that does not do the job. I gave you your money. Now give me the time.
Right. So what it ends up coming down to, and I hate to say this, but this is a very generational thing. Nowadays, if people are not getting something out of an interaction, they're simply not going to do it, right? And so, and that's not everybody. And some people have.
It's only when it comes to you and me.
Basically, but it's just like it does low key suck. This got really personal. It's supposed to be whatever, but I mean, who cares?
That's
right?
what pet peeves are. It's like personal things.
Yeah, but I was trying to. I usually try to be more generic with the conversation, but when it comes to this kind of thing, it's low key. This is low key therapy session.
That wouldn't be a pet peeve. Pet peeve is something that personally pisses you off.
Yeah, I know, but you try to make it like relatable, I guess. But
I mean, people relate to it.
Yeah, of course.
They're just lying their asses off.
well, that's what I was saying though. Is it's just like you get to that point, and that's why I don't reach out to people anymore. Like I very, very rarely do that, you know. And again, it's not like we're robots.
Ah, wait, what?
We're robots.
Drag the what?
We got it. Your podcast, your live streams are going on for too long. You're a robot.
He said, you can't possibly be talking for this long. The freaking AI got mad at us. Oh my god, when will they shut up?
No, you don't gotta watch it either.
You don't gotta watch it either, Mr. AI.
Well, actually, I was hired to sit here and watch freaking specific videos to make sure that they're
It says discussing the pros and cons of saying no and offering explanations. That's not what we're talking about at all.
AI summary?
Yeah.
Discussing
the pros and cons.
No. I mean, we touched on that a little bit.
I mean, I guess they can only say so much.
But like I feel like very.
I specifically said like, this was about pet peeves.
That was like low key the first part of the conversation, and then like very minimal of what you said earlier.
Well, the first thing is first thing it said we were talking about. I forgot what it said. I don't care. What were we talking about? What are we talking about, Mr. AI? Keep us on track. Come on, you have one job.
Saying yes and
you have
no.
one job.
The pros and cons say no, like not really at all. I mean, I wouldn't say not at all, but I mean, if I was giving advice to people who would like, you know, say yes and then say no, I'm like, just say no to begin with. Like, oh, that's what I was talking about, because it's like not reaching out to people and like not considering people friends, and you know, just like just having that sort of understanding, or rather acceptance, that like it is what it is. I'm not really I'm not gonna say I'm not upset about it, but it's a tad bit upsetting. But it's just because like
I thought I was an interesting person. You know, I thought
that, but more so like, dang man, like where's an eye for an eye thing? That's wrong thing. Wrong thing.
Where's the reciprocation?
Reciprocation, you know what I mean? It's just like, and that's the thing. It's like, for me, I don't need that, right? Like, to make it, I already said that, but like about the transactional thing, like I don't need it to be transactional. Like if I lend someone money, I expect it back if I'm lending it. But like, if I buy someone a meal, I don't need them to the next time buy me a meal, right? I don't need it. But it's just like, I'm doing this for you because I care about you. To me, if we're talking about body language and unspoken cues, to me, you not doing anything to really low-key show any sort of gratitude, aside from saying thank you, you didn't appreciate it. Or whatever. Maybe it did, and just like, you know, couldn't care less about my existence, really. Which again, is fine. It sounds like I'm saying it, but it sounds like it's not actually fine. But like it is, because you don't have to exist with me. But then stop pretending like, or you really mess with me like
yeah.
that. You know?
Stop pretending you actually want to be my friend.
Yeah, because it's like there's no bad blood. There's no, like, I don't care. Like if we're not friends, if I never see you again, that's fine. Like,
yeah, I
never
like.
see each other.
I'm okay
like, you know
with
what I'm
just helping people and moving on.
Yeah,
like,
but it's really that the pet peeve. I think the biggest pet peeve really is just like the fakeness, the double face, right?
Yeah.
We're all sinners. I'm a hypocrite. Because I do the same thing. You know, our friend Jesus here. Not to make.
You know, I don't think I'm a hypocrite though. I don't think I do the things that I have a pet peeve of. I don't be calling people out.
Maybe not to other people.
I don't do it. What?
But I'm saying, like, you know, how many times have you said to yourself, "I'm gonna do this today," and it doesn't get done?
Well, I tell myself a lot of stuff each day. So.
And how much of that stuff just doesn't happen? And not like because of outer thing, but because you either felt lazy or just like.
Yeah.
Hypocrite.
It's not really.
It's hypocritical because it's like
but
you're not keeping your word to something that you. And like I know that
whole. Well, yeah, I guess in like when it comes to keeping your word, I guess I'm a hypocrite in that. For me, I think that my thing is I overpromise way too much stuff because I'm a people pleaser. So I want to do everything in my power to try to make someone feel good or try to help someone. So I just give myself way too much. Like I expect too much of myself. I expect too much of myself, and that's for other people, and that's for me too. I expect too much for myself. I expect too much of myself for myself and for doing things for other people.
So what you're saying is, because intention does matter a little bit here, but like you have the intention to get this stuff done, it just doesn't end up getting done.
Yeah.
Right. And so to you, that's not like not really being hypocritical because I intended to do it, just didn't get done.
Well, I wasn't necessarily saying for the people not following up with what we planned, especially since I like when it comes to doing that for other people, I will always follow up with what I plan for other people. Unless I like way overpromise something. Like if I said something like I'll be to like if I said something like I'm gonna go to the next country to see you or something by tomorrow, I'm just like, well, how the heck am I gonna do that? I can't get on the plane right now. I don't have the money for that.
It's like
something like that.
Okay.
But when it comes to like smaller stuff, I'll do it like every time.
But here's why that's a problem. First of all, if that person in the other country is expecting to see you today, that's messed up. But in the sense where, like, I just kind of back to what I was saying about that outside person looking in.
I did promise them I was going to see them in another country.
Personal anecdotes, love it. An outsider looking in just sees the conversation. I can see that you said this, again, without looking at your heart or your brain or whatever. I saw you said this. This did not happen like you said it would. You lied. Like, so just the outside.
Yeah, I can see it being that way, but
you can't always rely.
I know I can see it. I can see it that way. Except for the intention matters because it's like I fully planned.
Intention matters with grace. So if the person's not giving you grace, that intention don't really matter.
Yeah, I guess.
But grace is not something that we earn, low key. Grace is something that people have to give, and they have to willingly give. And the reason that matters is because you could be the most sorry person on the planet. You could be like, oh my gosh, I did this, I wasn't even like thinking about it, blah blah this and that. And they're like, no. Like, if you messed up, not good. I feel like, if you made a mistake, to some degree, and someone just decides they're not gonna forgive you, you low-key have to live with that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like...
That's true. Like, you can't, like...
Can't make someone forgive you.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like, you can't...
How long have we been talking?
Probably an hour, almost an hour and a half. You can't force someone to, like you said, you can't force someone to accept your apology or whatever. That's, like, on them. And
Are we saying anything actually interesting? I feel like we're just...
What? Not... What's the AI say? Debating the pros... Oh, it still says... Of keeping your promises. Share your take on this. Okay, it changed it up. The pros and cons of keeping your promise.
Okay, that's not too far-fetched. Not too bad at this time, AI. Wait, they're hearing everything I said? Oh, no?
Yeah, they were on live stream. What the heck was I saying? What did I read the AI thing? You can't expect that from someone, but at the same time...
You heard the cow too, right?
That was a cow.
No.
At the same time, I mean, I guess I can't, like I just said, I can't tell someone to have grace or whatever, but you're gonna. It's more like a miserable thing if you don't have any grace for you, because you are gonna keep expecting things that just can't be. That just almost can't happen.
Well, sure, but in regards to your own personal self, and like, I don't know if you wanted that clarity or closure or whatever, it's like you might not get that. You got.
And the other thing with that, the other thing with that is what it means for you to do that, and then. Basically, I'm basically gonna say it's like you being hypocritical with your grace. I guess you expect grace from other people, don't give no grace to nobody else, and that's a pet peeve I have.
People on the planet.
Huh?
Which is probably every single.
Yeah, but that's why it bothers me so much, because because of how much grace I give, and it's like. If I give you grace, and I give a lot of grace, and you're not even willing to give me like the tiniest bit of like me apologizing for overpromising something. So like one thing that people get mad at me about is how much money I would give to them. It's like if I was gonna give them like $30 or something, I'm like, God dang it, I forgot I had to freaking pay for the bus pass today. I gotta give you $20. And they're like, no man. You effed up. You should have given me that 30. Nah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Whatever. I'm just like,
okay, that's
really
for you.
I'm like, really? That's how you want to feel when I'm helping you out? And like the amount of time, like.
I just hate that people come to you like a bank.
Like freaking.
Like people don't usually come to me for money. Like that's a favorite. Like I guess I'm everyone's personal therapist, low key, but.
They come to you for therapy. They come to me for money. What an amazing duo together. People got it. So talk to me about my situation. You give me some money to help my.
As a therapist, and I give it back to you. So the money just goes and goes. Someone's getting cheated out.
But yeah, that's why it bothers me so much, because of how much. Yeah. And the thing is, I know it doesn't seem like it, but I know how to. Push people back, but I just don't do it because I don't think that's right. But if you're telling me this is the right thing to do, and I'm like, oh, so you're telling me that this is what I should be doing, so I'm gonna do it back to you because
only when it benefits you.
That's well, it would always benefit me because I don't get nothing from anybody else.
No, but I'm saying like people will compromise their morals when it benefits them.
Oh yeah,
it's very true. It's a very universal thing.
Yeah, for sure. But that's why that's my biggest pet peeve. That's probably like my biggest pet peeve in the whole world is being hypocrite. Like At the very least,
which we all do.
At the very least, if you don't like something, at least don't do it yourself. Like, come on. Especially if it's something you like completely despise. I know we just talked about, like, if you despise something, it's probably because if you despise something, it's probably because of you have something to do with yourself. But if you can't, it's still on the same thing.
Okay.
But if you can't acknowledge that,
you have to at least acknowledge you're a hypocrite.
Yeah. Like, if you can't acknowledge that this is something that
because then you're gonna be bitter. Too, bitterness is not fun.
Then it just comes off. It just like
co-host.
Not, huh?
What?
What?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know how TikTok works. I'm not that old, I swear.
I don't know about this friggin' TikTok stuff. But yeah, it just comes off as like I was saying before, like you just I'm trying to say I don't know. It just
people suck.
Like you like. I cannot find the words for what I want to say. Like, when you're a hypocrite like that, it just...
You're bitter.
Yeah, I guess bitter. But not even just bitter, it's just like, you just don't accept the way that you want things, the way that you're setting up things in life, basically. Like, it's kind of like, you know, organizing your room and then being like, why the heck is my room organized like this? I don't get it. This is stupid. Because that's the energy you want in the world, because, you know, you're giving it out there.
You ask and you shall receive.
Yeah.
You act and you shall receive.
That's why like, being a hypocrite is like the biggest, what is that? Like, personality trait, freaking, what do you call that? Is it a personality trait?
Not necessarily.
I'm trying to think. Friggin', it's not an activity.
So it's a principle. That's what it is.
Yeah. Whatever it is. That's like the worst thing a person can do, even though everyone does it. But it's like, the thing is, I can understand it. I can understand it to a certain level. Like, I can understand being like, just being a little selfish with it, whatever. Like, just you don't want to be held accountable for something, but hold someone accountable. You don't want to be held accountable for something.
Sound like you said you don't want to be held on camera for something.
That too.
Accountable, okay.
But yeah, I can understand it to a certain degree, because like you have a little bit of self. Everyone's got to be self-centered. Got to pride, whatever. You got to have, like, people have that, whatever. But it's just, it really bothers me when it's such an extreme degree, where you're actually like hating on this person and thinking they're the worst person in the world. Like, if you're a smoker or something, being like, you see someone smoking, it's like, why the heck is that person smoking? He's the worst person in the world. You should feel ashamed of yourself. You need to.
I think it's so funny. It's so funny.
Like, yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh. Like,
yeah, when it's like, if someone's smoking and then as they're sticking telling someone, like when you see them in the act doing it and complaining about it, that's very funny. Okay, but it's so like, admittedly,
like, addiction is real, and you know.
But that's what I'm saying. So if you're smoking and you're like, you can't get out of it. Don't freaking hate on the next person. Just try to be encouraging. Just like, I know you see me smoking, but don't be like me. Like, when people do something like that, hypocrite like that, kind of, it's like, that's understandable. I'm okay with that. But it's just when you it's when you're acting like you don't fall into that category too. That's the thing. Like, if you can acknowledge it and still be like, people shouldn't be doing this or whatever, that's one thing.
So,
but when you're just trying to hide from it and still hating, like trying to punish people or whatever, but you like, that's when it's the worst. That's when I can't stand it.
So I think I'm gonna say, I keep saying not to make it religious, but at this point I don't care. When it comes to truth, it's just true. There's these things, they're called absolute truths, that regardless of your interpretation, you're going to reach this, well, you know, you can interpret something. You can. It's more like hiding from the truth. Cause look what he was saying. It's like you're hiding from the fact. Like when people get mad about the thing that he was just talking about, it's like you get mad about it, but you're also engaging in it. Make it make sense,
Yeah.
right? So if you look at the absolute truth, of
depending on how much, like, cause you can engage with something and like not fully be like a part of it, or whatever. You can try to like correct something and be like, and then like take your leave if it's not being corrected, or like understand that something needs to be corrected, and leaving isn't an option because if you don't correct it, what's like something bad's gonna happen? I don't know, something like that. But like in general, yeah, if something's like not there for you, like we were just talking about like way earlier. Again, if the video's not for you, don't engage with it.
But anyways, with the absolute truths, it's like the observer's perspective. You can look at outside in and just like, this is a fact. It's like if I look at a tree out there and I'm like, this is a tree. And you might have a different word for tree, like arbo, but it's still a tree, right? So that's like an absolute truth. Now, material things I don't usually consider absolute truth, but like, you know, there it is. And so like the fact that it's very common, we all like to try to hide away from our like insecurities or like guilty pleasures or whatever it may be, and like as humans would do, because of course it's like it's a guilty pleasure for a reason. If people knew about it, it probably wouldn't be very, you know, people would definitely look at you a certain way, you know. And like with insecurities, it's like if someone knew that this is what I was about, blah blah, all that. Yeah, it makes sense that you would hide it, but that's why like the more you open up about things that you're like insecure about or hiding or blah blah, the less likely you are to still fall to the same thing, right? Like if I opened up to somebody and said, oh well, one time this happened, like if I got fired from a job, for example, I'm like, oh cool, I got fired. It's not cool, but like I got fired, right? And it's just like, okay, and then someone wants to use that against you for some conversation in the future. Oh, remember when you got fired? It's like, yeah, what about it? It's like when they'll hold on to something and try to use it again. It's like, the thing is, like, once you open up about it, when you have the humility to it, it's like it doesn't affect you the same way.
It can't be weaponized.
Yeah, you can't weaponize it anymore. Yeah, so it's just like,
that's why I'm an open book about everything.
it's like, yeah, so what? So what? You know? And now it's a different story if you go and got fired again after that's like, that's just like, you know. But the thing is, like, we're human beings. This is our first time on this planet. As far as
accepting your mistakes.
It's accepting the mistakes. It's like, yeah, you did it. It was, but you have to accept that it was you. You know, it's like, yep, I did that. Sure did. Not happy about it.
Learn from it.
That part.
Progress yourself forwards.
Ah, you're a hypocrite. I hate it because I'm sitting there like, yep, cool. These are absolute. Everything I'm saying is absolutely true, and then. Just like turn over, just like, oh my gosh. My bad. You know, so pull out that sign that's behind that line over there. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Look behind that line over there.
Well, which one, huh?
It's only one line, Jerry. It's a big behind line.
Line? What are you talking
Behind the big animal.
Oh, lion! I thought you said lion. In between the lines. In between the lines.
Yeah, grab that sign right there. Grab that.
In between the lines. Oh my gosh. Whoa!
Dude, just stand up for half a second.
Ah! He's attacking me. Woo! This one.
Yep. I saw that.
I was tacked.
Say it backwards.
How do
I get that to say it?
I was tacked.
I saw that.
I don't think you can.
I don't know if it's supposed to. I don't know what they're seeing.
It says I was tacked, unless I'm seeing it backwards. But
I don't know.
When they're seeing it, it might be forwards.
However it works. I saw that.
I don't know nothing about this darn internet.
Right? And I just think that's funny because for me, part of the reason why I try to not even be like vocal about things. I try not even to like interact sometimes because I'm like, I know if I end up giving advice or if I end up saying something, I'm gonna like look back into my head. I'm like, dang.
I should really take my own advice.
Oh, because the thing is,
sitting there,
it's always right there. It's
I should
always
really take
like,
my own advice.
Yeah, seriously, it's like, dang, man. And the thing is, like, I have the willpower, I have the capability. I certainly do. I'm just like, dang.
I don't think I have that problem.
I don't know. Sometimes it's just like, it's a comfort based thing. It's just like, you know what, like,
it's familiar.
It's just like, bro, it's like, you know. And so if someone were to say to me, so this is also part of the reason why I don't like. I'm supposed to actually have a little mentoring thing tomorrow, right? And I sit there and I'm like, I usually don't like talking to people about what I should be doing, right? Because I already know, right? And this is why I really hate myself for this. I already know. Like, if I wanted to be, aside from the fact that, like, if I'm working out or whatever and I get injured or whatever, something like that, it's like, okay, I actually can't progress any further at the moment because I just got inflammation somewhere, blah, 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 whatever. That's a little different. But, like, I'm going to use my GPA, for example. I just graduated. My GPA was a 3.79, which just by 0.01% missed out on the distinguished honors with the gold ribbon sash thing. By 0.01%, right? So I look at my freaking like test scores. I'm sitting there just like, dude, I could have done anything differently. I could have studied for actually just one test. Like just I could have taken it seriously at all. So it's like, it was funny when I talk to Dad, for example, right? It'll just give you the straight up blunt truth, right? Right? And it's just like, sometimes you don't want to say anything. As them
old folks do.
Yeah. And it's just like, sometimes you don't even want to say anything because you already know what they're going to say, right? Which is why sometimes it's like, I didn't ask for your input, then you just come back. But, like, for them, they don't care if you ask or not. They're going to tell you, right? So, I sit there, I'm not going to say it. I'm like, because I already know I could have done anything differently and I would have had that distinguished honors. And so it's just like, I consider myself dumber than the average person because there's a difference when you don't know better and you're just doing stupid stuff. But I do know better, and I'm sitting there like
how you don't when you do know better and you actually do something.
And you're actually doing it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm sitting there procrastinating. I'm like, I got a test due in like an hour. I'm just sitting there just like, gotta start this test. I haven't even started it yet. It's just like, I had a week to do it. I had a whole week to sit there and do it. I didn't. Alright, so it's like, I can only blame myself. And the thing is, this is where I put myself a little bit higher with the grace and forgiveness, because I generally don't take my anger out or frustrations out on other people. If I'm upset, you probably won't ever know. That's not true. I'm an open book. I talk a lot. But like, I'm never gonna make it somebody else's problem. Which is why I generally don't, nowadays I just kind of stop talking. But.
And that's why I'm gonna end this. Just stop talking about it. It's just like, so generally why am I even doing that? Then what have I said for the past hour and a half? What have I been doing? What was I thinking? This ain't nobody's problem. Why am I talking?
So yeah, that's just me. Maybe it resonates with somebody somewhere. But
yeah, I think that's been a good podcast today. Anything else you want to say before I close out? Okay. I'm kind of all out of pet peeves. Like, I'm not out of pet peeves, but I already talked about the main thing, and it's been it's because they all stem from the same thing. Like, I could go into like little finer details, but like I said, all stem from people just like not having grace, being hypocrites, stuff like that. Thinking I'm not doing
just a little bird's nest on the side of the phone.
Doing the best that I can or whatever.
Your face isn't even in it anymore. It's just your hair.
Because I'd be scooting up. Because sometimes I'd be trying to see what's going on here. Discussing life lessons from past mistakes like academic regrets.
Not bad,
it's on spot this
not
time.
Bad.
But yeah, I think that's all for today. Join us for our next podcast. It's gonna be on Sunday where we talk about stuff. It's gonna be on Sunday.
I can't be on that.
I didn't turn it off yet. Shut up. But what kind of sequence is on? I thought he was an open book. What's going on here? Wait, how do I turn this thing off? Oh no, I'm such an old